Oh, yeah, of course, I mean, Oliver must have had it easy because his dad's Rick Wakeman. Well, they don't know the truth.
It's kind of weird, actually, because he's never given me a lesson. We've only ever played together 3 times, twice which I think was at Christmas carols, and once which was at a launch party for an album I did where he got up and did a bit of soloing with me. And then we did our very first show together about 3 months ago.
That's right, I remember that.
And,
you telling me about
but I always worked on the principle that I didn't want to be doing anything with Dad until I'd actually felt that I'd actually built up a reputation of my own. I didn't want to just do touring with Dad because it would say me and him. I had to be there because of some merit, that people would be interested in what I had to bring to the table or to the piano, so to speak. So I feel like at this point I should be going, and now a word from our sponsors.
Well, actually, I was thinking, this is like an interview with Oliver Wakeman, but I find it more interesting chatting about you and your background because of the assumption people have. Somebody was saying today, oh, obviously Oliver plays the keyboards because of his dad. I said, no, it had nothing to do with it. You know, Dad had gone when Oliver was, 5 years old.
I think my mum always used to say to me, she used to say, people used to go up to her and say, oh, well, of course, because my brother's there, Adam's also a musician, she used to say, oh, well, it's obvious that the boys play piano really well because of Rick. And she used to get really upset. And she used to say, I used to watch them practice every night for hours. They didn't just, because they had a keyboard playing father, suddenly get up one day and say, oh, I want to be a piano player and sit at the piano. She used to find it really wind her up. Dad left loads of records behind, and I had his old record collection of just like old demonstrator copies from A&M. I still have Styx is the Grand Illusion with demonstration copy property of A&M, yeah. Wow. I've got all the white labels and stuff of White Rock and all the early things as well. So I kind of grew up on all this stuff. And I think being a musician, I love the intricacy and the... it's not just about the cleverness, it's about the intricacy and the intimacy you can have with an instrument. You have that closeness to it, which if it comes through well on a song or a written piece of music, it's just, you know, it's one of the most inspiring things you can hear. It's kind of, keep looking around for a camera. I know he's here somewhere.
Yeah. I just think it's that desire, you know, you didn't say, well, I'm going to play the keyboards. It's in you. That was your chosen instrument. That's that love you have for it. This is progress, isn't it? I love it. I just fell in love with the guitar, the look of it, the sound of it when I was about 8 years old. I thought that's what I want to make that sound.
Well, guitars do look better than keyboards.
Well, I think so, yeah.
Well, they do. They look much better.
Yeah.
Certainly the state minor.
Well, you and I had the bits the other day.
God.
You can always put little messages.
I tell you what I should write. Yeah. I should write applause. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah. For the last gig at the church, I'm going to do it.
Applaud now.
And then I'm going to put louder.
I saw a review. I think it was a review of one of your albums. The guy reviewed it and said, you can almost imagine Gordon Giltrap playing guitar on this track. Something like that. Do you remember reading that?
I do remember. I think Martin might have written that. I know he's coming to the show in a couple of weeks' time. He'll probably come along and go, this is dreadful.
That's right. Oh, in Forgotten King,
yep.
The bit that goes... how would you count that before that riff happens?
That's what I do it just on melody.
Yeah. The plan was, this was kind of my plan after all these years, to actually tap into somebody else's energy and kind of share the burden of what one's trying to do.
You're probably one of the younger people I've worked with.
Is it because the kind of music that you naturally gravitate towards, that's closest to your heart, is music that is associated with seasoned musicians, guys who've been around, who can play their instruments, who've got a history, who've got a
I think
feel for this classical rock
There's
stuff.
two ways of music. There's always, everybody always likes the abandonment of just music that's just completely and utterly anarchic, such as like Nirvana and stuff like that. When I was at college, Smells Like Teen Spirit coming out was just the most amazing thing, because it was just some Pearl Jam. It was just so much aggression and so much we don't really care about how tidy it is, but the producers tidied it all up and made it accessible. But then, you know, obviously growing up before that, when I was going to school, all my friends were buying albums by a-ha, and I was picking up albums by Gong, Deep Purple, and stuff, Rush, and you know, that sort of
Please
set.
put your hands together for Gordon Giltrap and Oliver Wakeman.
It's moved on quite a pace from like, okay, fine, all right, okay, well I've written all these songs now and I've designed the cover, and I'm thinking, my God, I've got to try and keep up with this guy, and it's been great, you know, and I hope I have. I hope I've been able to keep up with you. That's the important thing.
Yeah, well, there's no problem there.
Yeah.
You're very sprightly.
Yes, very sprightly for an old person.
Sprightly. Yeah. Always fun working with pensioners.
It is really. Well, I just say to people, I said, working with Oliver, I said, God, God's sake, he's younger than my son, you know. But I think, as you've often said on stage, you know, you're used to working with old people. 4 years we guess, and.